Good evening, I'm Benjamin Lee, and you're watching Ukraine Brief on TVP World. Today is day 1309 of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. We begin with Russian attacks across Ukraine in the past 24 hours, which killed at least 9 civilians and wounded at least 50 others. Russian forces launched 152 drones, with Ukraine's Air Force intercepting 126 of the incoming UAVs. The remaining drones and falling wreckage struck 9 locations. In the Donetsk region, Russian forces shelled local areas at least 24 times over the past day, killing 3 people and wounding 8 others. Many residential buildings, shops, and vehicles were also severely damaged. Around 10:30 a.m. local time today, Russian forces dropped 3 bombs on the city of Konstantinivka, killing 2 men and wounding 8 others, one of whom is in serious condition. More than 10 private houses and several apartment buildings were damaged. In the Kharkiv region, 1 person was wounded in the city of Kharkiv and 3 others were injured elsewhere in the region. In the neighboring Sumy region, in the north of the country, 1 person was killed and 3 others were wounded. A woman was killed in an FPV drone strike, with 3 others wounded in attacks in the Nikopol district of the Dnipropetrovsk region, according to local officials. A Russian strike on the city of Zaporizhia killed 2 people and wounded 15, according to the regional governor. In Kherson region, 8 people were wounded in a Russian attack, which also damaged private houses, cell towers, and other civilian infrastructure and vehicles.
Everything here was torn apart and burned. Where you see the smoke, that's the apartment still burning.
Today, Ukraine launched coordinated air and sea drone attacks on the Russian port city of Novorossiysk. In a separate attack, Ukrainian forces hit the Salavat petrochemical complex, one of Russia's largest, located 1,400 kilometers from Ukraine. Today, Ukraine carried out an air and seaborne drone attack on Novorossiysk. The attack at sea was visible to residents and captured on video, with the footage recently appearing on social media. According to reports from Russia's Rosmo the port infrastructure and ships were not damaged. However, other footage shows damage to the Novorossiysk hotel and at least 5 nearby buildings in the city center. In a separate attack, Ukrainian forces struck the Gazprom Neftehym Salavat oil refinery in Bashkortostan on Wednesday night, approximately 1,400 kilometers from Ukrainian territory, according to a report from the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. The refinery processes up to 10 million tons of crude oil annually and is a key producer of liquid rocket fuel in Russia. Ongoing Ukrainian drone strikes on Russian oil refineries have caused Russian diesel exports to fall to levels not seen since 2020, according to a Financial Times report published on Tuesday. In his speech at the United Nations, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy warned that the world is experiencing the most destructive arms race in human history. He urged world powers to help stop Russia's war in Ukraine, saying the conflict is fueling this dangerous escalation.
We are now living through the most destructive arms race in human history, because this time includes artificial intelligence. And if there are no real security guarantees except friends and weapons, and if the world can't respond even to old threats, and if there is no strong platform for international security, will there be any place left on earth that's still safe for people? Stopping Russia now is cheaper than wondering who will be the first to create a simple drone carrying a nuclear warhead. So we must use everything we have together to force the aggressor to stop. And only then do we have a real chance that this arms race will not end in catastrophe for all of us. Don't stay silent while Russia keeps dragging this war on. Please speak out and condemn it. Please join us in defending life and international law and order. People are waiting for action.
Later today, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio met with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly, one day after President Trump said that Ukraine can win back land with support from NATO and Europe. Russian forces attacked the Ukrainian ground forces training unit with 2 Iskander ballistic missiles. According to a statement posted on Facebook, the strike resulted in casualties among the personnel. However, no exact numbers or further details were provided. Today, on the 24th of September, Russians carried out a combined strike on the premise of one of the training units of the Ukrainian ground forces. Among the weapons used were 2 Iskander ballistic missiles. Despite the security measures taken, a precise hit on the shelter caused casualties among the personnel. Emergency services are working at the site. The wounded have received prompt medical attention, according to official statements. And that's all from Ukraine for now. Stay with us on TVP World and tvpworld.com for more.